Actress Eleanor Tomlinson, Power, Passion, and the Girl Who Fired Up Poldark. Eleanor, of course, was fully aware of just how tough it would be to follow in the footsteps of an actress as beloved as Angharad Rees, who died in 2012. But having played more demure heroines in other period dramas, Isabel Neville in The White Queen, Georgiana Darcy in Death Comes to Pemberley, she wanted to ring the changes. In preparation for the role, she watched Angharad's performance, and it was beautiful and worthy of all the fuss that was made of it. But she was also determined to make the role her own. This, after all, is Poldark for a modern audience, penned by Debbie Horsfield, whose other successes include contemporary TV dramas such as Cutting It. The makers want to keep the old fans while also drawing in a new generation. It has to feel relevant to the audience now, says Eleanor. Eleanor's Demelza is edgier than the original and the central relationship is rockier. Ross Poldark continues to make eyes at his former fiancée Elizabeth, and that drives Demelza mad, says Eleanor. But deep down she knows that relationship would never have worked because it isn't what Ross needs. What he needs is someone who isn't afraid to stand up to him, who isn't submissive or cowering in the shadows. And there's a wild side to Demelza that Ross falls in love with completely. Both of them are fiery and passionate, and it does make for the most explosive chemistry, which was brilliant to play. The new Poldark is racier than the first series, too, although Eleanor insists the love scenes are restrained and classy at all times. It's very passionate, but it doesn't become grotesque in the way that some period dramas do. You know, okay. Bodice ripper. It's not all about someone showing their boobs for the sake of it. It's much more subtle. Instead, she says, the love scenes were shot in soft focus and sometimes in slow motion. There's a lot of breathing on necks, she laughs, which is, frankly, much more erotic than full-on sex. Mind you, there is still part of me that thinks, oh no, I'll have to watch this with my dad, which will be really embarrassing. Her father, by the way, is the actor Malcolm Tomlinson, whose roles have included a recurring part as Bruce Baines in Emmerdale. He is also a horse racing commentator, and Eleanor and her younger brother Ross grew up in the saddle themselves. It was hilarious when Aidan and I had riding scenes because, like Demelza and Poldark, we were incredibly competitive with one another, and, frankly, I'm much better at it than he is. So every time I did something, he'd be like, I want to be able to do that. Teach me. I mean, I have to hand it to him, he's not too bad on a horse. But there's making it look like you can ride, and then there's riding like you've done it since you were tiny. Eleanor's love of animals, including her much adored crossbred pooch bird Bacharach, began in childhood. I wanted to be a vet when I was little, but then I realized that there were animals other than horses and dogs, and I wasn't so sure about those. Besides, that ambition was swiftly overtaken by her desire to act. My dad's agent came over one day when I was 11, and I wouldn't let her leave until she'd agreed to take me on as a client. Within weeks she'd got me a part in a TV movie called Falling. The Illusionist and Angus, Thongs, and Perfect Snogging followed. In 2013 she starred as Isabel in the movie Jack the Giant Slayer. Her parents, she says, took some flack for their daughter's decision to act. When I was about 13, someone said to them, Eleanor should be out playing and having fun. She shouldn't be working. And my dad said, you try and stop her. And it's true that when I first told them I wanted to be an actress, their response was, no, it's so competitive and it's hard. Don't do it to yourself. Stay at school, then get a nice, normal job and be happy. But I was like, no, I want to try it. I was pretty strong-willed. Then again, as she points out, she was raised in an acting world. My mum's in the business, too, and most of my parents' friends are actors, so Ross, who is also making his way as an actor now, and I had our eyes opened to the business from the word go.